Yo, so Premium Collection 2020 just got released, and in celebration of that, let's do a Premium tier list. Now, I don't usually do these. I don't usually do Premium tier lists as much as standard ones, because Premium changes less, and there's so many things going on in Premium that is just actually not that easy. So we're going to do a speculative tier list. You might have remembered I did a video about Premium Collection 2020, the winners and losers, for a while back. So this one's going to be different. This one's going to be talking about the overall decks, not the cards that got released, and where they kind of sit, or the clan itself, where it currently sits. Now, we're dividing it into 4 categories. Obviously strong, basically the ones where you just, we already know it's really good. The maybe strongs, which is just, I see potential there. The neutrals, where nothing really has much changed. It's still the same old deck and doesn't really perform well. And then the last tier, which is always the try again next year, where they got, yeah, they're not doing very well. So first off, let's just do some of the obviously strong ones. We have Dark Irregulars. Not this guy. Castile is still good. This is using the Premium Collection 2020 card. So yeah, not this guy, but DI OTK still very strong. Obviously strong. Maybe the strongest. You know, they got Charlotte. That's one of the biggest changes that from when I first did it. And that basically confirms the deck as really good, and all this other support. Oh, the funny thing is, a lot of clans that will get support in the future, which is basically once every month, might just bump the clan up from like crap to very good. Charlotte did well. It didn't really do anything. It just made it sealed the deck as just being very good. So yeah, obviously strong right here. I think OGT is also very strong. Momo is pretty good. Being able to like Tempestosphere as well, opening up things, getting you first strike. Ichikishima GB3 is very good too. So just overall OTT got good stuff. They're getting Sasano, which seems pretty decent as well. Let's just ride up and not care. And then a bunch of other cards that, like, overall power creep of the clan. Instead of check top 2, now you check top 3 and rearrange and all that. So it seems pretty decent. OTT, very nice. They still have the Kalika combo that they can just fire off at any time. So putting this one in the obviously strong. The other one is Grand Blue. I think this one is just, I think it's obvious. It's as obvious as it gets. Got bad bounty, a decent niche stride, but it works really well with the new Night Rose. A lot of the new stuff like Columbard, pretty darn good, right? Pretty darn good. New Night Rose, pretty darn good. So their game plan has kind of gotten a few new cards as well as a new stride, and it just makes the whole package even better. It's not like Grand Blue was bad before. I mean, it came second at Worlds, and it's just overall a solid, consistent deck that can do a bit of everything, but now it can do a bit of everything even better. So before it was like Master of, no wait, Jack of all trades, Master of none, and now it's like Jack of all trades, Master of some. Moving on, let's just start going through the clan. So Angel Feather, Stride was pretty cool flavor. I like the stride. Overall, the clan doesn't do anything, so I'm gonna put it here. But maybe they don't have to try again next year because Gabriel's support might be good, but we all know they hate Angel Feather. Angel Feather is super stupid combo, makes the game last too long, so they're never gonna get any good support. So I'm gonna put it here for now. Aquaforce's stride was really good. I like Aquaforce stride a lot. I remember I put it near the top. Well, not if you saw the end of the video, it wasn't near the top. It was with all the good clans. But overall, I think Aquaforce itself doesn't really sit here. They may be strong. Definitely not a neutral clan. Like, definitely not like, you know, just garbage. But I think they're in the maybe strong place. I think there is still some potential for them. Riviere, Bermuda Triangle. So Highlander builds. I know a lot of people are talking about it, usually talking bad about it, but I know some Bermuda tryhards, or no, not tryhards, diehards. We're saying the new stride is pretty decent, being able to make everything hit decent numbers. Riviere itself, though, is still very good, and I think it's either sitting in the obviously strong or the maybe strong, but I'm going to put it up here in the obviously strong just because nothing has really changed in a way, and it's still performing pretty decent. Even in Zazan at 4 times, it was just, you know, it was just wombo comboing people and killing them. So against anyone who doesn't really doesn't really, know what your deck does, or even if they do know, and they play less around it, you can just absolutely stomp them. Against good players, obviously they know all the good stuff, but, you restand a bunch of times and still win. So putting up in the obviously strong. Geomaglus, the Dimension Police Strike. I really like this card. It makes the standard deck really good. It looks It looks like Godzilla. Is that a plus? I'm putting it in neutral though, because although it was a good stride, I really don't like how this wants you to play more grade 3s deck. It makes the deck overall very inconsistent. In general, Dimension Police hasn't really gotten crazy good cards. I mean, you can hit high numbers. At some point they can give out crits. And sure, yeah, your grade 3s become crazy good intercepts. But then you're sacrificing grade 1 slots, you're sacrificing grade 2 slots, and that to me just feels really, really bad. And if you want to run things like Goyusha, you're like stuck running like Dimension Police, I don't know, Dimensional Robo grade 1s and 2s. But then you want to run less of them because you want to run more grade 3s. So overall, I'm not liking Dimension Police as much. Although it's a great stride card, I think it's sitting in the neutral. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Gear Chronicle, I think, is good potential. I think it's Grogrok Dragon? Or Gogrok? Yeah, so it's a maybe strong, I think. I definitely think it has a lot of potential. I mean, we saw in a couple of games with David's deck. If you checked out the fight vids, he had a pretty crazy deck where it just, you know, did Mystery Flare on the first grade 3 ride and your opponent just can't do anything. Seems pretty good. I think there's a lot of potential there with Gear Chronicle just because they have a lot of cards and a lot of combos and a lot of extra turns. Maybe with the new card or maybe without, but it's definitely in the maybe strong. So just let the people figure it out. Genesis may be strong. I do think there's a lot of potential for Genesis. People have been talking about the 12 stand deck with Valkyrion. Let me just tell you something, 16 stands is the way to go. We were testing that like last BCS season, but in the end we just took Gold Paladin because it was just way more consistent. I know some people were running that deck in in our BCS, and they enjoyed the lower tables. I do think there's a lot of potential apart from your 16 stand Valkyrian decks. You have your old Wisemans that can definitely be updated to do something better. And then overall, yeah, lots of potential there. So that's going to be maybe strong. We'll let the people figure it out. Great Nature. I think Great Nature is obviously strong. I think it's pretty good, and it's going to get support soon, and it's going to be pretty decent too. I've watched and tested Great Nature people, and it just seems overall, after it gets to the striding phase, it just tanks up, and there's really nothing much people can do unless they deck out. Those Great Nature decks out. So. I think it's obviously strong. It does have its weaknesses. Like the early game is slightly weaker, but overall, I think we might even get more stuff. So I'm currently putting in the obviously strong. I wouldn't mind playing Great Nature at all against anything here. Maybe OTT just slightly better if we want to rearrange it. Yeah, there's 2 clans that are obviously very strong. Maybe they go 1 tier higher, but then the rest is just, you know, they're competing very, very well. Gold Paladins. Where does Gold Paladin go? Gold Paladins, I want to put it neutral, but I've seen Nico do stuff with it, so I'm gonna put it in maybe strong. I think Gold Paladin is pretty decent. It seems pretty good. Yeah, so you can go to maybe strong. It definitely has a lot of potential, I think. Kagura, same thing, maybe strong. There was fight vids for this as well with Ryan's deck where he just plays Mirror Force. Mirror Force. Like, here's the thing, we underestimate Kagura all the time, and it always does well somehow. So maybe strong, obviously strong. It's in one of these. I'm putting it in maybe strong for now. Link Joker. As much as it pains me to say this, I do like the new stride. It gets rid of those markers and stuff, but honestly, Link Joker really hasn't evolved much at all, and I don't think it's competing very well, so it's just gonna go to neutral. I know, like, yeah, people might give me hate for this, but come on, it's Link Joker. No one likes Link Joker, except me. Mega Colony. I like Mega Colony. You guys all know I have a lot of bias for Mega Colony. But yeah, so I want to put Mega Colony higher, but it can't. It can't. Like, the new Ghidorah support is just, we expected more, but it just feels very very lackluster for premium, and in standard it was like kind of meh. So yeah, it can go here. The stride itself is, I mean, so far, right, what Mega Colony is doing is it opens up 3 Cyclones for your opponent. The new Ghidorah makes everything vanilla, so you're cycling his power. So yeah, Mega Colony is like a great deck if you like losing, I guess. Right now, so other thing is, if you play old Mega Colony, if you play against people or regulars or casuals, they're gonna think it's the best deck because they just can't deal with it. They're gonna not play any cards early, and then nothing. They just can't play any more cards, and then they're gonna say that the deck is absolutely OP, but it's not. So if you play against a decent player, they're just gonna destroy you because you just really have nothing you can do. Nue Dai, so Murakumo, I'm gonna put this here. People are gonna hate me for this. They're gonna say Murakumo is very overrated. Now the Zan's like a 1. Yeah, it's not that good anymore. I think it's pretty good. It's just simply because it's super accessible, super easy, except for $40 Minimaros. Super accessible, super easy to build. Maybe not so much anymore with some cards going up in price. If it just gets off its combo, there's nothing really much you can do. You can only take so many Vanguard attacks, and when you have to like discard 5 to guard it, yeah, you're not guarding it very often. And then, sure, consistency-wise, yeah, okay, they need to ride a Hyuga, or they need like a CB, but even just striding up to a Nuadayo by himself is like not too bad. You usually run a bunch of same, like if you played it normally, you do run a bunch of same cards. So even if it just stands a couple, it's okay. It doesn't hit that much power, but in terms of just like high rolling, it has very, very, very high roll. So I'm gonna put it in the obviously strong. Nova Grapplers. This is gonna change, I think, depending on what Victor brings. So far, Victor is like it had a lot of potential. But then, like from the previous Premium Collection, but then it didn't really do much in the end. So I'm gonna put it at neutral for now. Bordering here. Like the standard build of Nova Grapplers, I don't think is that competitive in Premium. Now moving on to Narukami. I think a lot of people want to put Narukami in the obviously strong, but I'm gonna put it in the maybe strong. It feels like when you build a new Narukami, it's definitely just a lot of the samey standard cards. Sunverse itself is pretty cool, also pretty lame at the same time. But I feel like it could be a bit too slow, because if people know they're playing against Sunverse, they know the numbers they don't want to hit, so they can kind of play in a way where you don't get the extra discard and draws from it. So yeah, Sunverse I think is a maybe strong. If you play against a good player and they can buy a turn from not having to get impacted by the discard, then they basically have another turn to slam your face, and then getting that extra turn could just basically mean like they win the game. So putting it there. New Nectar, sorry New Nectar, you're going straight here. I don't think Asha is that great in Premium. Might be wrong, but I don't think it is. And then the new Stride really doesn't really contribute much. Nubatama, okay. Nubatama is hard. Nubatama's hard. Like Nubatama, discard, Jamio Congo, all that seems pretty good. You probably want to put it here, but then at the same time, it doesn't really do much else. You know, again, waiting for Nubatama support, I guess, in standard to see how it is. I think at the moment it's here. I think at the moment it's neutral. People will talk all about Rine, Jamio Congo, all that stuff, but everything has gotten kind of faster, and then Nubatama just kind of flails around and discards some of your cards, but then you just rush them, and destroy them. Pale Moon, okay, Pale Moon sits somewhere here. Maybe strong or obviously strong. I'm putting it in the maybe strong at the moment, simply because there's a lot of things going on with Pale Moon, in my opinion. It did have a good showing before. It still has a terrible early game. Harry himself is interesting for Premium. Like the V Harry getting the stage is interesting. Do you want more Excel circles, or do you want one big fat Excel circle? I think it could be the big fat one, but I want to see people develop Harry or Pale Moon overall before moving it to obviously strong. Sure, there is the loop, and yeah, I do agree the loop is pretty good, but at the same time, the loop does require quite a few pieces, so I don't really rate it as high as some of these clans, which is way more consistent. So I'm gonna put it in the maybe strong for now. Royal Paladins, let's put. I think Royal Paladins has always done kind of good and kind of not amazing. New card is okay. Combined with MLB, you get the triple drive. Putting in the maybe strong. Spike Brothers, I think maybe strong as well. If the format hasn't moved to be as quick as it is now, I would probably put up here. Rising Novas is looking really good though. That card looks amazing for standard and premium. All right, getting 2 markers is pretty good. And two different markers as well. I want to see more cards. Right now, it's good potential to go here or here. It would have been here, like, at the beginning of the year with, you know, Hellheart 8. Right now, putting it here because I want to see what people do with it. Shadow Paladin. Shadow Paladin. I don't know if the good build is Luard or not. Or is it going to be Claret? Or is it going to be PBO? I think it's still pretty decent. It's definitely not going to be a neutral clan. It's going to be a maybe strong clan. New support again coming next set. And we've seen some PBO stuff. And there'll be more Luard stuff. So yeah, maybe strong for this card. Again, I think you can play any build at the moment for this. Either Claret or Luard. You know, Claret, you just build your standard deck. Go YOLO with it. Luard, you've got your old build. And then you just be using Mofessa. Tachikaze. Okay, Tachikaze. I think it's Tachikaze sits either between neutral or maybe strong. You're just basically playing your Anger Bladed deck, I think. Maybe with some additional adjustments. And then you just play super Anger Blade. And kind of hope you win. Compared to everything here that is just super consistent, kind of. Or super high roll. And then, as well as having a great offense, I think this one kind of sits at neutral. And can probably move up to maybe strong. As when more people develop the deck. And then lastly, you've got Zazan. Zazan can just stay here. Screw you, Zazan. You ruined like a quarter of the year for us. So overall, I think this is pretty much the speculative tier list. Obviously, strong decks or clans are OGT, Dark Irregulars, Grand Blue, Bermuda Triangle, Great Nature, and Murakumo. The potentially strong clans are Aquaforce, Gear Chronicle, Genesis, Gold Paladin, Kagero, Narukami, Pale Moon, Raw Paladin, Spike Brothers, and Shadow Paladin. The neutral clans, the ones that I'm not a really big fan about, and I don't think will, you know, have that much of an impact, is Dimension Police, Link Joker, Nova Grapplers, possibly moving up, Nubatama possibly moving up again, and Tachikaze possibly moving up. And then lastly, we've got in the, sorry guys, Angel Feather, Mega Collie. Maybe it will change. There might be a few more cards that hasn't been shown, but so far it's been a bit of the down low unless people really innovate with this kind, so Mega Collie. And then lastly, Neo Nectar. So that's pretty much it. I think anything in the obviously strong and maybe strong they can pretty much compete with each other. And that's a lot of clans already. And the last 8 clans here, we've got 3 clans that are getting support that we have like no idea about. And then we've got 2 clans here as well that, again, no idea on the support. Maybe, well, 1 clan we have no idea on the support. 1 we already have a bit of an idea, but yeah. So overall, we could have maybe 4 more clans moving up, and then if that's like the perfect scenario, we just have 3 clans at the bottom. So if you're Dimension Police, Dimension Police, look, I think if people innovate on Dimension Police, they can again move up. They're in the neutral. Same thing with Link Joker. The only 2 clans that I think are kind of super screwed are Neo Nectars and Mega Colony. Again, like I said, Mega Colony has a chance if it gets some really amazing reveals, but I don't really see any more Neo Nectar reveals. So, sorry Neo Nectar guys, sorry my friend Seiji, the Katrina life is over. Everyone let me know in the comments what you think of this list and what you are liking the most from Premium Collection 2020. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!